Outrage across the globe tonight after a Chinese doctor claims that he helped create the world's first genetically modified twin girls. Ha Junquei says he altered embryos for 7 couples during fertility treatments. So far, there has been 1 successful pregnancy. He says his goal was not to cure or prevent inherited diseases, but to try to give people an ability to resist a future HIV infection. The doctor's claim has not been confirmed, but the university where he works is expressing shock. Officials there calling for international experts to form a committee to investigate the incident. Joining us now is Dr. Daniel Somasi from the Georgetown University Medical Center. Doctor, welcome to Chasing News. How are you?
Happy to be with you.
So, Doc, I want to just read for the audience a tweet that we saw earlier today. You said almost all scientists and ethicists consider it morally irresponsible to attempt gene editing on human embryos intended to be brought to term. What did you mean by that? I guess the real question is, why?
Well, what I meant by that is that there are dangers to trying to do this on human beings that we know already from animal experiments. Eventually, certainly, we're going to want to do this to be able to help treat diseases. But it's far too early in anybody's sense to do this.
Doc, what do you say to people that think the world of medical science, even exploring this, is playing God?
Well, I don't think it's playing God. The fact that a scientist in China could do this is no challenge to the majesty of anybody's deity, right? We're capable of doing these kinds of scientific experiments. But what we want to do is do it in a way that's safe.
Doc, how do you prevent it from going from the prevention of disease in terms of medical safeguards for people to custom designer babies?
Yeah, this is another serious ethical question. We certainly want to be able to treat diseases, but I think there are lots of people who want to have taller, faster, smarter children and think this will be the way to do that. I think that's ethically wrong, and we ought to, again, try to prevent this through international regulation.
Okay. Doctor, thank you for joining me tonight. Appreciate it.
Happy to have been with you. Thank you.
All right, let's bring in tonight's A-plus panel. We're joined by Republican strategist Allison Young. Always good to see you, Allison.
Thanks, Bill.
And radio talk show host, and somewhat to my left, Garland Nixon. Good to see you, Garland.
Great to see you.
All right, so Allison, let me start with you. A little disconcerting, I think, with just what they're calling this. Talking about editing babies.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think we're in some really awful ethical waters here. And I think that's probably why there's been so much pushback from both the research and the medical community about what's actually happening. Because we're not talking about some theoretical science anymore. We're actually talking about human beings and families being affected.
Garland, you think about this, they're not talking about altering based on appearances or things like that. You're talking about potentially life-threatening, life-ending illnesses. Do you think this is driven by fear or by an embracing of ethics?
You know, I saw the movie I Am Legend, and they cured cancer, and then the cure mutated into a disease and just wiped out everybody in the world. My concern is that at some point you do something that you're not prepared for, and it could turn bad, and it could turn real bad.
Why not put this in the category of preventative medicine?
I'm not sure that that's where this study was, and I think that's why so many people are pushing back on it. It wasn't about preventing the disease. It was about testing whether or not you could prevent it. What's the doctor actually trying to accomplish? Is it notoriety, or is it actually doing something that long-term will prevent a disease or prevent the spread of it?
We find when things get banned, all of a sudden there's a black market. And
Right.
do you expect, with the technology there, that this could evolve into something where people are going to start selecting genes and saying, this is what I want in my kid? And, for some part, you can already do that.
While a number of countries may make this illegal, even most countries, it only takes one country to make it legal, and then you have everyone congregating there, and it could cause major problems.
This doctor in particular, too, has 2 for-profit companies that seek to benefit from this. So I'm just skeptical of it.
Okay. Thanks, guys.